In our efforts to correct evil, we should guard against the tendency of fault-finding or censor. Continual censure bewilders, but does not reform. Flowers do not unfold under the breath of blighting wind. Wrath, severe mastery spirit, lack of self-control, fault-finding or censor, destroys their cheerfulness and ambition, act impatiently. All those things are details that we often do that block the way for God to act in our lives. Real story. The whole family was going out to eat. Adventist family, Adventist family. But this young guy, he wasn't the age when he doesn't know what he believes, But they were in the restaurant. And the waitress was picking the orders, and I want this, and I want that, and I want this, and I want that. And the young guy, he says, I would like shrimp. But it's an Adventist family. We don't do shrimp. You know that, right? The father was there. And the father, what's wrong with these fathers that he knows the truth. He knows the whole truth. He's into the three angels message. You know what I mean, right? That's all he said. That's all he happened. He stood up. He looked at the family. I don't eat with you no more. And he left the whole family of the restaurant. That was the last time the whole family got together for a meal. Do you understand the point that I'm trying to make? The leopard, he thought he was doing the right thing. He thought he was doing the right thing. But he had to choose between two options. Either you do what God told you to do, or you do what you feel you have to do. Now, don't get me wrong. The leopard is a good guy. He's a good person. He means well. But he's trying to do it his way. He's trying to do it his way. Some parents raise many a storm by their lack of self-control. Ooh, this hurts. This hurts deeply. Yeah. Just weeks ago, I was with my son, and suddenly he looked at me and said, "Daddy, you get mad too quickly." Ooh. Fathers here, do you relate? Oh, that hurts. Self-control. Often the problem is not the kid, the problem is ourselves. And Helen White is saying that our self-control impacts their spiritual life. Parents, this course pursued towards your children destroys their cheerfulness and ambition. The way we act just ruins the whole environment. Some pastor said that some Adventists appears to be being baptized in lemon juice. Instead of water, like it was lemon juice, because they look so mad. They don't smile. Is that how Christianity is supposed to be? One thing that I like about this congregation is that we can have a laugh here. We can have a good time. Christianity has to be something attractive, but often we make it so complicated and so hard. Like you shouldn't do this, and this is a sin, and this is a sin, and that's not appealing to the young people. That's not appealing to anybody who wants to live in an environment like this. Often we found that rough and severe or masterly spirit, lack of self-control, fault-finding and censure destroys their cheerfulness and ambition and act impatiently. All those things block the doing of the Holy Spirit in our lives. Every time they lose self-control and speak and act impatiently, they sin against God. How many times we just don't have self-control? I mean, I would suggest to you, it's not that your kids are too much to handle, it's just you have no patience. I mean, if you want your kid to be just sitting there, you should just get a teddy bear. I mean, they were like that. If you got a kid That's how they usually behave. That's how, I mean, it's in the manual. It's part of the instructions. That's how they do. The problem is not that they are hard to deal with. The problem is just you just are not patient enough. The hard part is how we deal with our loved ones will impact the way they experience God. Destroys the confidence between parents and children. One of the biggest instruments that God put in place for us to get to know and to grow our kids is the trust that we have with them. Let me just tell you something. I really feel strong about this. Parents here, how can I tell you this? I really want to tell you this. I really want you to remember this because this is important. Your kids come to this church because they have no choice. You don't call for both in the morning. Should we go to church? Okay, to what? No, you don't do that. Because you are the parent. And little kids don't have an option. But this is the situation. They are going to grow. And they are going to have the option. And there is going to be the point when there is nothing you can do. They have to make the decision. And the response is going to depend on your work. Are you putting all you can to set this anchor of faith in their hearts? Are you making Christianity what it's supposed to be? Are you representing the true Christianity in the best way possible so they can be excited to be Christians? Is church boring to them? If church is boring for your kids, please be concerned. Because the day is going to come when you go to the room and say, get ready for church, and they're going to tell you, I don't want to go anymore. And believe me, there is nothing you can do about it. Because they're not 10 anymore, they're not 8 anymore, now they are 16, 18. And in Canada, things are different, you know. So what do? Now that you have your little ones, put everything that you have. Invest money, time, everything. I mean, do everything. It's about your kids. I mean, if I can have you talk with some elderly now, some pioneers perhaps, that will look back and say, where are my kids? Where are my kids? I put everything that I had. Where are my kids? Long time ago, I came with a big church, with big family, with 5 members. My car was full. Now it's just 2. Where is the little girl that used to come in front and sing? Where is the little boy that used to get the offering? They don't want to come to church anymore. Do you relate? If you were to talk with those elders, they will tell you, do all you can to secure that your kids are going to come back to church when they are younger, when they grow. Because right now you know names of people who you wish they were here, but they are not. They're staying here, depends on how you treat them when they're kids. Oh, please, church, invest all the money on your kids. All the money you have on your kids. It's very interesting how we can invest all the money we have on the adult programs, and there is no money for program for the kids. Not good. Not good investment. Put the money on your kids and do all you can to secure that they are going to stay here. Often our behavior will define how they approach Christianity and how long they're going to be in this church. I have talked with some of you, and you guys know already there is a lost generation. You know, you remember some of your friends. They were here. What happened? This is what often happened.